is great.
Yeah. So that the small business market is a great target market to be focusing on. And then with the niche, what is it that you coach on? We've just been talking about how doing business coaching, whether it's organization, time management, business building, attracting clients, time management. I mean, ultimately, all small business owners want two things. They want more money and more time.
And more clients.
Yeah. Well, they want to free up more of their time. And then,
exactly.
they want the money, which usually looks like clients. The other area, the other niche that I'm really seeing a lot of growth in is the health and wellness coaching area. Both individuals purchasing it for themselves, so really making the decision to invest in their own health and wellness by working with a coach, as well as organizations that are bringing in health and wellness coaching as part of their overall healthcare offering to employees, because we know what's going on with the cost of rising healthcare. And so again, an organization can really make a decision about bringing in health and wellness coaching into their company as a smart economic decision, because it can actually reduce their overall healthcare costs.
And certainly when people are healthy, they're more effective, more efficient, and more productive.
Huge.
You know, and you hear today that because of the squeeze of businesses and the economic condition, that people are wearing many more hats, and they're exhausted. And then, you know, they're there at 8 in the morning and they leave at midnight, and they're working on the weekends, and that does not lend itself to being effective.
Right.
So that's wonderful that, you know, people that can come in and help with stress reduction and maybe even meditation or whatever else goes with that, it is really, and a great investment for certainly a company.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really.
So let's, I'd like to share that third foundational piece. So we've talked about the who, which is that target market, really identifying those best clients that already have a problem, looking for it. You know, they're already out there looking for it, and you show up as to the solution to that problem. The what, that $10,000 problem. And the third piece is the how. Now this is coaching, as you know, as we're coaches, the client really sets the agenda of the coaching relationship, and we're trained as coaches, so there's certain things that we do as coaches, coaching skills that we've learned through our coach training programs. But if we explain coaching based on looking at the curriculum of, let's say, the training that we did, a client would have a pretty hard time getting how coaching would help them. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes, I think so, and I think that's one of the areas that I, as a coach myself, have to be, for me anyway, my experience is to be really strategic about how you let somebody know how important and what it will do for them, almost painting a picture for them.
I couldn't have said it better myself, because that's exactly what you do in the how. So that third part of this foundational elements of building a six-figure coaching business is really knowing how your coaching works and being able to explain it for a potential client in a way that they get it, that it makes sense, that it's clear, and that they can see themselves in the process. Would it be helpful if I gave an example of what I mean by this?
Sure, I think so.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I'll just give an example of how a small business owner might share how their coaching works by working with a client that's looking to grow their business and also work less. So they're in the problem the client has is that they're working a lot, they want to grow their business, but they're getting burnt out and they want to take more time for themselves. Right. So if I were that coach, my how, or my system, how I describe my coaching, I might say something like this. Well, you know, if we were to work together as coach and client, I take my clients through basically a 4-step process. And the first thing that we do when we start off is we get crystal clear about what you want your business to look like. Because one of the big challenges that business owners have is they're not really clear about the direction. And if we don't know where we're going, you know, it's impossible to get there.
So, I'm sorry, so what happens if they think they're crystal clear and it's what they see, but all of a sudden they kind of veer right? you know, and it all of a sudden changes.
Well, and that's a great thing. I mean, we would start off that way in the relationship by working on it. And as you know, when we work with clients and help them gain clarity, they often realize that the thing they thought they wanted wasn't really the
Yes.
thing that they wanted.
Right.
And so that would be like the first part of the coaching process. Then the second thing we would do is really look at what's working well in the business right now and what's not.
Right.
Because we need to really get an understanding of what's working and what's not,
Right,
so we can
exactly.
make some changes.
Yeah.
From there, once we have that understanding, we can look at creating some specific strategies so that you can attract more clients and reduce your amount of time working. Most often that's by delegating. And when you're talking with a potential client about this, you're engaging them in conversation. So you've probably thought about wanting to delegate some of your business or the work that you have in your business, haven't you?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so as you're
Right.
sharing your
Sure.
how or your process, you're engaging the client. And just like Terry said, they start to really see themselves in the process
Right.
and how it would benefit
Right.
them.
Right.
So you're really just outlining the steps of your coaching, basically what you would work with a client on to help them achieve whatever it is that you coach on. It's also called like your signature system. So it's kind of your way of working with clients. I have a client that I worked with a while ago. She's a great example of this. Her name's Victoria, and she works with professional women to help them achieve big goals guilt-free. And actually, it's not professional, it's working mothers, excuse me. She's working with working mothers to help them achieve big goals guilt-free. Because a lot of women who are moms that are working don't put their own goals as a top priority because
Right.
they've got their own work and then
Right.
they've got family.
Right. Exactly.
And she
Right.
created her own signature system. She calls it the result system, and each letter, RESULTS, stands
Stands
for
for
a
something.
different step in the system.
Uh-huh.
And it really makes sense, and it really also helps her stand apart from other coaches that work with women on achieving goals. So when you create that system and you turn it into your own proprietary process
Sure.
by giving it a name,
Right.
you suddenly as the coach stand out as being so much more credible and effective. And the fact is, we're better at helping our clients when we have a sense of using a process that we can take them through. At least that's something that I believe and that I
That's
have
great.
found.
Really, really great.
Yeah.
Really interesting, and makes so much sense. So much sense. You know that if you can have something that you call your own, that you're known for, as we were talking about, that people that you're the go-to
Right.
coach, which I love that phrase and expression because it says something.
It does.
It does. And that's great. I love it.
So one of the other secrets that six-figure coaches that really see a lot of six-figure coaches enjoying in their business is, although they love one-on-one coaching and that's something that they do, they often add other revenue streams to their business. And some of the ones that I think are the most profitable, fun, and effective, my favorite is group coaching. And so group coaching is just a wonderful way to work with more clients. It's a great way to boost your bottom line as a coach. And there's also so many benefits for the client by being in a group situation.
So could you elaborate a little bit, because it would feel like that you would want to get clients that have the same mindset, that let's say it's transitioning. So you got 5 or 6 clients that knew they all wanted to transition.
Yes.
So you wouldn't get 3 that wanted transition and 2 that wanted, personal.
Well, and that's really why it fits in with those foundational pieces we've talked about. Because if you know that you're working with a certain type of person, whether it's the divorced women, the small business owner looking to grow their business, the parents of unruly teens that are having a lot of challenges at home, all of those people are in similar situations.
Right.
So when you know who those ideal clients are and what their $10,000 problem is, it's easy to put together a group coaching program around that topic. And Terry, would it be okay if I invited people to join us on Wednesday night?
Please, that's going to be the topic. So again, if you want to join us Wednesday night, go to our website, www.icfnyc.org, and you can still sign up to join us Wednesday night for our ICF NYC chapter members meeting where, as Michelle said, she's going to be talking about group coaching. And I am very eager to hear about that because that's something that really stands out for me, and I would love to get it going.
Group coaching is just such a fun thing to add to a coach's business. So yeah, if you're available and you want to come down and join us on Wednesday night, that's what we're going to be focusing on. And if you'd like to learn more about group coaching, you could go to groupcoachingsuccess.com. And I've recently released a home study product to help coaches start coaching groups. So,
and at this point, you want to give your website as well?
Yes,
please?
Thanks, Terry. So my main website, as Terry said, is coachandgrowrich.com, and I'd love for you to stop by. I've got lots of great free resources on there, including a brand new one called the Coaching Business Blueprint, which is ideal for new coaches just starting out or people that want to better understand what it takes to build a successful coaching business if you're thinking about it as a profession.
Well, that's great. All kinds of information today. And so what words of wisdom do you want to tell our audience as we not come to a close, but we still have a few more minutes, and I'd love to hear what you're going to say.
Yeah, well, so I want to go back to your question about how do you find those clients, right?
Great.
Once you know how, who those ideal clients are and what are the big problems that you help them solve. It's all about two big things. So the first is engaging in some type of education-based marketing. So what I mean by education-based marketing, it's doing something like speaking at a local association, any type of speaking. So whether it's at a local association meeting, a library, a chamber of commerce event, but you're giving us a talk on what it is that you coach about. Just a little segment of that how or that process of how you work with clients. It's a great way to give value, enable potential clients to experience you, and then from there make an offer for them to learn more about your services. But we're not selling coaching, we're providing value, giving information. Speaking in person is the best way, but it can also be done via webinar, it can be done by writing blog posts. But it's really that education-based marketing where you're not pushing and selling, you're providing information that people want. So that's one of the keys.
Great.
And then the other really important thing, and this is just such an important marketing activity, whether you're a coach or another type of small business owner, it's building your email list of clients and customers and keeping in touch with them regularly, again, by providing value so that you stay top of mind. And when they're wanting to come back, if they're a past client, they'll be thinking of you. It's a great way to generate referrals. And it's a way to really be able to offer value and knowledge and information to people and keep in touch and build that relationship, because a lot of times, and I'm sure you've experienced this, someone will meet you and they're very interested in you and your coaching, but the timing just isn't right. And so you want to stay in touch with that person. Because if you put them on your email list and you publish a newsletter or e-zine that provides information and value that's relevant to them, they will get ready, and at that point, that's when they'll be thinking of you.
It's just speaking about reaching your mailing list. I have a mailing list. I do a newsletter a couple of times a year. There's some kind of protocol sometimes about doing too much. I get emails every week from people, and quite frankly, I get 50, 60, 70 emails a day. It becomes too much. So when is too much and when is too little?
Do we have
the right balance?
Do we have another hour?
No, we have less than we have a minute actually.
Okay. I would say so if you're a coach and you're wanting to be effective by keeping in touch with prospects and clients and customers, you want to be doing at least a monthly newsletter or e-zine. I actually recommend more than that, but part of it depends on your overall business strategy. There are many different ways that you can approach it, and it depends what you're looking to achieve, but as a rule of thumb, at the bare minimum, a monthly newsletter is a good way to go, and then maybe you do another thing in between.
I'm going to have to stop you because we are running out of time, and I want to say thank you very much. I am sorry, and thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next